What the? she went from looking like straight up like her brother, which she still kind of looks like her brother, to looking like a wannabe knockoff Al Pacino version of Chantel's brother. Yes, wannabe knockoff Al Pacino version of Chantel's brother. What is up, everyone? Could it be possibly that 90 Day Fiance is nothing more than a pipeline to each and every one of their shows until you meet the end, and then you roll back and go again, starting at whatever the next one may be? Could be possibly. We're going to look at our buddy Mick Jost, who is writing some articles this week, who he has some thoughts on what it might be and who might be going to the last resort. Also, what happened to the couples after Hunt for Love. So we will take a look at all that, and Bachelor in Paradise happened, and it was nothing short of amazing how these people just like to stab each other in the back. But we'll get to all that. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. Y'all are amazing. Let's get right to it, because my God, it's just hard to not watch a true train wreck as it happens. So Mick Jost writes 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After has 3 couples that he believes are already headed to the last resort. You know I never shy away from, critiquing Mick Jost's articles, but he's had some good stuff. Some that I completely disagree with, and some that I gotta say I kind of agree with. So we'll look at this here. He's one of the main writers that consistently writes about 90 Day Fiance, so I am not mad at looking at his articles. So as I said, and as he writes, every 90 Day Fiance show seems to bleed into one spinoff after another. Certainly seems to be a conduit for cast to join 90 Day Fiance The Last Resort, which is supposed to be the last one, but yet Gino and Jasmine were on Last Resort and they rolled back to Happily Ever After. Maybe Happily Ever After is the last one, but it's not really supposed to be when a couple is falling out. So it's kind of funny how Gino and Jasmine continue to be on the show when they're not a couple and they're just drama, which is probably why they actually are on the show. So he writes that the first one is Andrea and Libby. So they had a good drama-free run, I guess. I can't really speak much on that because I wasn't watching regularly when they first came on. I know there was a lot of drama with her family. Pretty sure her family was right about Andre, but either way, there was a lot of drama. They cut off a lot of ties. It was only a matter of time before something else happened. You can't, the calm before the storm. You can't ride peaceful with people like Andre for very long. Could have come clean before the Moldova trip about the $75,000. Instead, he thought it'd be a good idea to reveal it to the boys and not say anything else to, I don't know, his wife or his family. And then they got there, and of course, it's been revealed that he bought what I could only describe as what looked like the inside of an oven, destruction of a house that was supposed to be this investment property that he thinks was a great idea. Either way, they took all his money, according to him. Now, I've heard many people say that they think that he just took the money and he's stashing it somewhere. That also would not shock me, not even a little bit. Either way, the money appears to be gone or not with them as a couple, as he's stashing it somewhere. Who knows? But as you know, Libby left Moldova and left him there. He didn't try to go after her, of course, justifying it as they needed space. But in this one, it seems like they might be a good candidate for Last Resort, for the non-therapy sessions that are in Last Resort to somehow make couples work that never seems to make couples work. So I agree with that. Andre and Libby probably would be a good candidate if they agreed to do it. I doubt they'll agree to do it. It seems like they're not hurting for money. The way she reacted with the $75,000, she was more worried about the lie. So I'm pretty sure they're doing okay. I don't know how much of the publicity they want for, going on that show. I think they're probably just riding out social media and doing whatever with the house flipping, with her dad or whatever they do. All I know is that the way she reacted is not the way a normal person would react if they realized $75,000 of their life savings was missing. So there's that. So Darcy still seems to have some doubt that Georgie is proud to have her as a wife, and he hasn't done much to reassure her otherwise. She had her appearance on The Last Resort with her sister, with Stacy, which was, kind of her way to remain relevant a little bit. But either way, they still seem to have a bunch of stuff to work out. What Mick Jost thinks here is that it's maybe a soft launch for her to be able to go on that. It's possible. I think that Darcy and Stacy are just always trying to remain relevant. I do think there's issues with Georgie there. I mean, how is he not telling her how much he makes? That's kind of a really big issue in a marriage. So there's that. They got a lot of things going on. The worst thing you can do is go on last resort. That's just, if you're trying to remain relevant, I guess, if you're trying to keep your 15 seconds, if you're trying to keep a social media presence, if you're trying to keep that TLC paycheck or whatever, then, maybe. But if you're actually trying to repair a relationship, it's never going to work. So, but I think Stacy and Darcy, both of them are just about the limelight. So I could see them going on there if there really have no other options to be on TV. So that wouldn't shock me either. So another one I agree with. Then there's Adnan and Tiger Lily. So he says, I've been expecting issues to crop up between Adnan and Tiger Lily ever since they decided to get married the first time they ever met in person. Me too. There was always going to be issues. Just the way that he has kind of rolled this out of, oh, it's okay to be who you are, but then slowly bringing things of, he wants her to be a part of the religion. Her completely being naive to the fact, especially because they did the Muslim ceremony and she was perfectly fine with it and she started to acquiesce to everything he wanted to do. None of it shocks me. I don't feel bad for her either in this, but it wouldn't shock me if they're headed towards that too. As one might expect, there were a lot of things they probably should have talked about in advance, like how the Muslim man would feel if his Christian wife didn't wish to convert to Islam. Yes, probably would have been a good idea to do that. But they didn't do that because, well, I guess, although yeah, it didn't really scream that when they were, getting married in this whole process. I don't know what her goal is here. He's just trying to he's happy as can be being in the United States. Of course, he wants to be the same person he was over in his country in the United States. Whether that plays out, we will see. She seems to be shocked by the fact that she may have to cover her hair now, and yet she'll probably do it. So we'll see how that happens, but they wouldn't shock me either to be on the last resort. I don't know if he would do that because he's just going to look dumb, and maybe he's got enough brain cells left in his Zoolander head to realize that. But that's also to be determined, so we'll see. But I do agree with all his picks here on who might end up on last resort. So I think they're good picks. I think they could actually, all these couples have enough issues to be there. Of course, all of it is just nothing but a train wreck. So, none of the couples would really shock me at all. But let's see what happened to the 90-day hunt for love couples after the resort that was, the best in all singles resorts to find the one you love. Sure, whatever you say. So Tiffany Franco, she seemed to form a fast connection with Carlo, which was dumb, as we know, and it just fell apart into what appeared to be Carlo acting or doing whatever he was. I don't know what he was doing at the end there. He looked like an insane person. She kind of looked like a mean girl at the end, trying to going back and forth between who she's loyal to, who she's friendly with. She definitely has a streak in her, so I was a little bit wrong about her in the beginning. But her struggles to find someone who wanted a serious commitment made it seem like she was wasting her time. She found love in the 11th hour with Rocky. Sure, Rocky didn't even look interested. It was just like, hey, both of them were kind of like, hey, you're still here, so let's just kind of ride this out. Sure. There's nothing online to suggest that Rocky and Tiffany's time on 90 Day, had anything serious. Of course, Tiffany's been doing the whole Tim Malcolm thing recently, so that's a thing, I guess. I mean, all right, Tim, do your thing, buddy. But, Tiffany's definitely not the wholesome, innocent person that she puts herself out to be. She definitely got involved on the mean girl stuff. So I would be wary, Tim. I definitely would be wary. So they're possibly keeping things under wraps, if it's Rocky, but I doubt it. I don't think she's got anything to do with Rocky, really. I think that was just the show and getting a date at the last minute. Tim noted that he felt like he could have made a connection, but because his ex was there, that just wasn't going to work out. I don't buy that. I mean, everyone should go into these things thinking that they're going to have one of your exes there, especially if you had an ex on the show. So this whole thing, oh, my ex was here and she messed everything up. All right, Tim, listen, what you should have done is just gone out and tried to meet people. Instead, you got caught up in the Jen stuff early, and then that kind of hindered your progress. That was on you. Jen, we all know Jen's a horrible person, but she got distracted really quickly with Cole and Rob, and that kind of brought it away from you anyway, so you shouldn't have played so much into it. She spread rumors about his sexuality, all that crap, which, shocker, I mean, it's not really a surprise why anyone would think that there might be questions about Tim's sexuality, the way he carries himself. But nonetheless, I'm sure it's frustrating for him to not be able to find someone, but you got to put yourself out there, buddy. Listen. I stand by what I've said about Tim numerous times. He has no confidence. He needs to work on his diet to build up some muscle. He needs to get in the gym. All of that helps build confidence. This isn't about being some gym bro. This is about just building confidence in your mental health. That's all. And getting in the gym, eating right, all those things help that. So I could get Tim on something to help him build up his confidence. He just needs someone to push him in the right direction. That's it. And then go out there, find him a nice girl or whatever the case may be. So hopefully, I mean, Tim seems nice enough. I mean, the whole, all the eye roll and everything, it's a little crazy sometimes, but he seems like nice enough. So hopefully it works out for him. But, to be determined on that one. Of course, this one was bizarre, as Mick Joe says here, which I agree wholeheartedly. Cole ended up needing to leave the resort because of his leg. Courtney and Colt's relationship was short-lived. Insiders allege that Colt lived with Courtney and her family for a time, but was ultimately kicked out when it was discovered he was cheating on her. We talked about this, but still funny when I hear it. If that's the case, I do wonder, Mick saying that, I did wonder if she regretted not sticking with Usman. I mean, Usman would have been any better. I mean, let's be real. Usman would have been a scammer in his own right, just scamming for a different thing, trying to get the green card. So I don't think it would have been better in any way, shape, or form. Usman was trying his best to win Courtney, trying his best to get his green card there for sure. It doesn't appear that Usman is romantically involved with anyone who is a part of the spinoff. They said he always seems to find his way back to 90 Day World every few seasons. He sure does. He's going to have some other older lady that's going up there buying him a PS5 and talking about how he's going to, they're going to bring him to the United States inside another year or so. So, of course, it wouldn't be surprised if he came back. Chantel, of course, we know how Chantel's played out. Really, she went on some few dates, but she had a romantic encounter shortly before leaving to film the spinoff with her friend Ashley, and she couldn't shut the up about it because that was her whole freaking storyline was but Ashley, I can't stop with these feelings of Ashley. And at the end, it was this whole thing about, oh my gosh, she finally came out about her sexuality. I'm like, okay, you found out 2 seconds ago that you kissed your friend and you're curious about it. No one gives a damn, Chantel. This is you trying to remain relevant. It's weird that you're dating someone that looks like your brother, only slightly more feminine, very slightly, but still a little bit feminine. But your brother is what she looks like. That is odd. That is bizarre. And yet, all of a sudden, you're all in on this because you kissed when you were drunk. It's just a weird situation. It screams Chantel trying to stay relevant, trying to stay with a job in 90 Day Fiance world. So, I don't see it, but all right. Jen, of course, ultimately picked Cole over Rob, but according to Mick here, it didn't really end up going anywhere unless they're keeping it under wraps. Elise is probably being Elise, but Elise seemingly won Carlo's affection away from Tiffany. Elise did seem willing to stick with Carlo after he selected her during the ceremony, but didn't appreciate hearing the repeated lines Tiffany said he'd previously used on her. In short, I don't see Carlo and her haven't really seemed to do anything on social media, so it doesn't look like it went anywhere. Either way, everything looks like it played out just as it would have played out, which is no one really ended up together. Of course, shocker. You send them to a singles resort and nobody ends up together. Some people sleep together, but no one actually ends up together. Surprise, surprise. So here we are with that. But it's always interesting to see if any of them last, because it's one of those things where it's like you're throwing crap at a wall, seeing if it'll stick. That's it. Every now and again, one sticks. Most of the time it doesn't stick, though, and that's what we have here. The weirdest ones, of course, I think was probably Colt and Courtney, which was just a bizarre one in and of itself, and the fact that she brought him to live at her home, knowing he didn't have a job, knowing he was homeless, knowing he didn't pay any rent anywhere, but he was trying to travel and he had money for that, which Usman made a good point for that. So all of that was really weird. The rest of it is just screams people trying to stay relevant. So there is all that, but it's fun. It's fun drama. So I'm here for it, and we'll see the tell-all when it comes up next week, because of course everything is going to be revealed, right? Speaking of the tell-all,
next time on the 90-day hunt for love tell-all.
Aha!
People are going to be coming with their weapons ready to battle. I totally expect there to be drama
sure.
today.
And it's a power couple.
Whole movie out.
Power attack.
Good Lord, she just her whole titty was out. Good God. Like, damn, Elise. I mean, holy crap. All right, we're starting this party off right, I guess.
Hey, your nipple's showing.
Okay. How are you guys doing? I'm Suki. Is everyone ready to get...
Who the hell is Suki? Don't get me wrong. The other lady really didn't do it right, but I have no confidence in them getting an actual moderator that asks the hard questions to everybody. You have the moderators who favor certain ones, and that's about it. So we'll see what Suki does.
Things started? Let's
Hell
go.
yeah. I'm ready. Let's go.
Courtney and Colt. It seems like trust is an issue.
Oh,
He
shocking.
was talking to other women planning to meet up with them.
So the same thing that Colt has always done, pretty much. Yeah, Courtney, good decision there.
Some girl sent him flowers.
Oh my God.
What? Well, who sent him flowers? Who the hell is like sending Colt flowers? That's weird.
Like, who the are you?
Courtney, does any part of you feel like you made the wrong decision?
I mean, the answer there should be no, absolutely not, because it wouldn't have been good with Usman either, because he's just trying to scam regardless. But the Colt decision was dumb.
So did Jen ever talk to you about her time with Rob at the resort?
I could honestly say no.
Aha.
Is it bad?
That's not your business. Shut up.
That's your business, Cole.
That's all the team can do. Just making up rumors.
Like, this wasn't my rumor.
Guys, hold on. We want clarity. We have the clip.
Oh.
Of course you have the
no.
clip. So they're going to play the clip, so he's finally going to
Let's
see
watch.
what happened. And what's going to happen? He's going to get up and fake like he wants to fight Rob or something like, listen here, Rob, I really don't like you, sir. Okay, I'm going to go sit down now.
Please welcome Ashley and
Oh,
Chantal's
God.
mom, Karen.
What the? She went from looking like straight up like her brother, which she still kind of looks like her brother, to looking like a wannabe knockoff Al Pacino version of Chantel's brother. I mean, like, that's great. Let's hold on. Let's look. Hold on. Where's she at? There she goes. All right. Yes, wannabe knockoff Al Pacino version of Chantel's brother. That's what that is right there.
Karen.
Chantel, you are being a sucker.
Your mom was
Her mom, get her, Mama Chantel. I don't know what her last name is. I probably should, but whatever.
pissed off.
She came here to try to ruin what we got, right?
Oh, we gonna ruin our specialness. All right, we got something special, Chantel. She gonna ruin what we got. It's so special. I'm like, damn, this has gotta be the dumbest crap I've ever heard. Chantel's mom need to get them.
I've never been rude to you, but today is the only time I'm probably gonna be rude to
Well, I'm
you.
about to get rude.
Because I ain't never been that way
Oh, I'm putting money on Chantel's mom. Chantel's mom winning that route.
to you. I'm about to get crazy.
Oh, I'm about to get.
When someone's sitting right next to you, leaning away from you like that, like they're leaning over here and they're like, I'm about to get crazy, they ain't about to do nothing. That person is not going to actually do anything. If they do something, it is going to be simply because they know that security's there and producers are there to jump in. That's it. That is not a person who wants any of that smoke. So you might as well lay low, Al Pacino.
Crazy too.
Try it. I was honest to everyone, but when
No, you weren't. No, Tiffany was not honest or genuine to everyone. She was in the beginning, but as it went on, she definitely started to play some of those sides, and we saw that more and more.
it came to me, no one gives a
He was honest. He came and told
Clearly,
you.
to
He
the
literally
He
came
told
to your
me
door.
after he or you dumbass.
I mean, that she's got a point there. Like, I don't know why Courtney and Colt are defending Carlo there, because he did come after. Now, granted, it's the singles resort, the hunt for love, whatever, so it's not really a surprise there were people sleeping together, but she's got a point that he came and told after the fact, so I give her that one. Point for Tiffany on that.
Should he knock on the door and ask for your permission?
Oh my god, this bitch is actually stupid.
Are you a bitch?
I love how she looks away, though. It's kind of funny. Tiffany, this over here is actually stupid. Like, these people, they have no, like, really backbone in their body. Like, at least I'll give Courtney this. Courtney, you get a point for this. At least she's looking at Tiffany when she's saying everything, looking her in the eye. I will give her that. She looks more like the person that it doesn't have a problem doing something or saying something right here.
Are you pretending?
No, I'm a bitch.
Good.
Yeah, and I'll own it.
Usman really disrespected Colt. When you told him he wasn't a man, that was a bitch move, seriously. Like,
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
sorry doesn't cut it.
What's wrong with this asshole? I don't have to apologize to you, mother. You are a female.
what?
You're taking up.
Okay. Serious question here. What the hell did Tim think he was accomplishing by hitting the movie screen? Thinking like, I'm going to get rid of Usman here by hitting this screen. All you're going to do is break your hand, probably. Your dainty little hand. You're probably going to go ahead and break that. But all right, Tim, you look tough there. Look, like I said, Tim, he's fine most of the time. I think Tim's probably a genuine nice guy. But why are you trying to look tough here in the movie screen or in front of the screen? It makes no sense.
Usman? Sure. Mouth.
Needless to say, the drama will continue, and let's see. So, Other Way starts on September 8th, so we're probably going to have a two-parter? Yeah, I think it's going to be a two-part finale probably, because next week and then one more, and then The Other Way will start. So, 2 parts of an interesting drama-filled time should be fun, but to be determined how all of that plays out. So join me for that because it'll be a good time. Now, let's see what happened in Bachelor in Paradise. Now, Bachelor in Paradise was an interesting one because we had a scavenger hunt where they buried him alive. We had something where people were playing politics trying to not get voted out. And then interesting twists and turns led to interesting people getting voted out. So it was a good time. A good time here, and no one ever really thinks they're going. But what do you expect when you're going to do something for love, and then you're going to dangle $500,000 in front of everybody? You think everyone's going to be there for love at that point? Probably not. So with the scavenger hunt, we got off to a good start.
To the what?
She has no idea what that means.
I was not born in the 1800s. I did not know what a spigot was.
Okay. She was not born in the 1800s. She didn't know what a spigot was. The word was spigot. Spigot. This is not a word that is so old. It's from the it may have been around the 1800s, but it's not one that's not around today. Most people know what a spigot is. I understand maybe you go up to a little 10-year-old, they're probably going to know what a damn spigot is. But seriously, come on, she's a grown woman, and that was just, come on, it just makes you think that she ain't got no brain cells in your head. Come on. But a good start, nonetheless.
Congratulations! Oh! He successfully navigated that challenge.
Then you have Sean and his girl here actually completing the challenge for the first ones to do it. But is it enough? Or could it possibly be not going well for them in the future because Sean might make some interesting decisions about how he's going to handle things? Yeah, you might want to think about the latter.
Spigot?
Got it, baby. What's up next?
Did she say spy got? That's wild.
This is what I'm talking about. He knew what to say with spigot, but she said spygot. What is wrong with these people these days? But this is how the whole scavenger hunt went. This is how it went.
Spencer and Jack.
Ultimately, Spencer and his girl won it out, and the whole spygot issue didn't seem to get the best of them, so they won. So they have immunity. The next step would be seeing who they're going to vote to not be able to give a rose out, which this is when it gets really interesting.
I'm just saying, as a mom, I want to stay to support you guys and be.
You got to respect Kathy for trying to plead her case to be able to stick around to finish out her vacation, because why not? It's a free vacation.
I think you and Brees are a little bit more threatening, a little bit closer than the other 2 people. Mm-hmm. So if those are the 3 options, I would rather get rid of the
I will give, this is the only credit I give Sean, in that he said to his face what he just said, even though he was speaking about it over here, Brian overheard, said the same thing to his face, so I'll give him credit for that. This is the problem with Sean. What he did here is he tried to play politics. His whole thing was, my family's in politics, so I know how to do these things. And then he used the word diabolical. If your family is in politics, listen, politicians are corrupt. A lot of them are corrupt. So if you're going to go that route, it's probably not going to go well for you, and it ends up blowing up in his face. And that's the problem, is he goes the route of the kind of sneaky side of trying to formulate his way into the continued game, instead of just trying to be, a good couple or whatever and being likable so people don't want to vote him out. Poor choice here.
We should be gone. It should be Jonathan, Leia, you and I going, and let the strong couples have another day.
Good for Keith there. Good for Keith, because what he said is basically, we're not a real couple. Then the other one he just mentioned is not a real couple. We should give the ones that are a real couple a chance. Him being willing to go, just because he says he's not really feeling it. So he was okay, he accepted it. So good for him, standing on morals. He's probably one of the only ones that stood on morals this whole time.
I'm calling it Parliament of Paradise.
Parliament of Paradise.
I'm calling it the
Parliament of Paradise. Look, this is him trying to build the political thing.
I'm calling it Parliament of Paradise.
This is painful to watch, but this is where you see the beginning of the end for Sean. No one shows up for Parliament of Paradise. As you can see, this is where he should realize that he's probably not long for this resort.
Surprised that there are conversations being had about Sean and I.
When all else
It upset
fails,
me that
and
you didn't
realize
bring it to me first.
that Sean, in this case, your boyfriend, might have been the one that kind of screwed y'all over, appeal to emotion.
And so it makes me feel like, wow, the people.
So she comes here and cries and says, I'm feeling really sad right now. It's like really tough to see as a last ditch effort. Will they be able to stay in it?
There's people I will never go against. You're never going to get me to vote against Bailey. You're never going to get me to vote against Parisa. You're never going to get me against Alex.
That's silly and a lie, because this is also a game show for $500,000. So if you're not going to vote against anyone, then you're going to get voted out. So that's a dumb thing she just said, and they should already think she's not genuine. Now, does she have to say I'm going to vote against any of y'all? No. But the fact that you're trying to sell so much that you would not vote against any of them, that should be right there like, yeah, we need to get rid of her.
Respecting my girl, so I've never seen anything like it.
Okay, Dale is painful to watch. They do this close-up with him every time, and it is just painful because it's the worst possible angle you could do. He looks like a giant bobblehead, and Dale is just, look, I'm sorry, Dale is just unlikable. Like, he was the whole thing with Claire back in the day where they left early, and he's just an unlikable dude. I don't know why anyone's like, hey, he's cool. No, sorry, dude. Wouldn't want to hang out with you, wouldn't want to be your friend. No, not at all. But this is him trying, and then he comes in trying to be tough because Kat came back and said, oh, Sean said this to me. Now, this one didn't make sense.
What?
So Kathy and
That
Keith
doesn't
are
make
still
any
in it.
sense
They
to
didn't
me.
vote him out. So that made an interesting twist.
I don't
for
understand.
Sure.
We are leaving here with something so much more valuable than money could ever buy. And
So
we'll continue.
there are 3 people left that could be voted out. And there's one more rose, so one of them is not. Sean and I cannot remember that girl's name, but the girl that's talking there that I just showed they decided that what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and say they're leaving, basically to try to make it look like they're leaving on their own terms, and then kind of say screw you all on the way out.
Relationship back in Tampa and get a big fat bucket of popcorn to watch this all back.
Same.
Very good.
Like, why would you even clap?
The people I considered my friends, clearly they voted for us. There's snakes in the grass, and I think it's time to mow the lawn.
It's a show where you have to vote people out. I don't think that qualifies as a snake. Either way, it was just cringeworthy. They walk off, and then Sean says over his shoulder, Kat, don't call me when you're upset. It's really dumb, but whatever. So, and then the final rose to get given out
Leia.
was given to Leia. The one of 2 couples left that did not have an actual romantic relationship. It was the old couple and her. So Brian and Parisa go home this week. It's really things left over from last week when they were mad at him, even though he was just trying to do the right thing in that moment. So everything is stupid and dumb. They're eating each other at this point. And at this point, I kind of hope the old couple is the one that ends up winning the money. I want Kathy and Keith to win the money, go have fun at Club Med or whatever, spend money on your grandkids. Whatever you want to do. I don't want none of these young bucks to win the money. Not at all. They're all horrible, horrible people. But we will see how it all plays out. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate all y'all's support, and I will see y'all next time.